Well, hello there, Gemini. It is so good to see you again. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. I'm Mary Sue, and today I am sending you a special Christmas message from Spirit. So we're going to take a look at the overall energy for this special time of year, and then we'll take a look at, what blessings that you have coming forth as we move through the Christmas season. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a little bit of a look at the overall energy with the oracle cards. And then we'll kind of, move more into the tarot to see what blessings and messages are coming out for you. So let's see what we have here. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. Oh my gosh. And finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Okay, this is a tremendous message that right here at Christmas time. And yesterday I put up the new moon in Capricorn winter solstice reading, and in that, it's that energy. This is actually when we're stepping into the energy of the new year. Right here, as we have this new moon in Capricorn, it's about releasing, okay? And with this grasshopper spirit, it's kind of like almost leaping away from patterns that you have, thinking, limiting beliefs or habits or relationship situations, anything. It's kind of like, okay, I see clearly what is holding me back, and I'm taking this little leap of faith. It's almost like whatever has been holding you back, it's almost like you're released, as if like there was a leash on the grasshopper, right? And all of this old past stuff, okay, whether it's thinking patterns or habits or people or whatever, holding you back, and all of a sudden it's kind of like breaking free, like the leash breaks or something like that. You just leap forward. It's using your intuition to help you take that leap, to know which direction to leap in. It's not just some random leap. It's kind of like almost like Spirit is saying, come on, Gemini, it's time. And you are just leaping forth in such a beautiful energy. It's kind of interesting because the grasshopper has the crown on, and I feel like that is it. It's like your crown chakra is suddenly opened. Look, the turret is up out of the clouds. It's kind of like, the turret raises, you have your crown on it, the turret raises, you're above the clouds, and all of a sudden you see the direction you want to leap in. It's, you have been working for some time to open up this new path, to leave behind things, from the past that have been difficult, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm leaping forth with all of this faith. Yeah, oh my gosh, it is absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm going to say family is coming out. There's a sense that I know in your readings this year, you've been searching for soul tribe members. It's almost as if you recognize the people. It's almost like leaping from one group of people to another group of people. It's kind of like, oh my goodness, yeah, look at this. Yeah, you've been between worlds. You are definitely taking off. Okay, let's settle down here. I love this energy. We have friends and colleagues. See, I feel like you're just leaping forth, almost like a huge expansion. Yeah, cleaning it up. Oh my goodness, cleaning up all the fragmented energy, knowing what is for you and what is not, and being able to leap towards the thing that is for you. It's definitely this clarity. I'm so excited for you because it's almost as if you're going to say, oh, why didn't I see it sooner? It's that moment of epiphany. It's just, wow. Yeah, you can, yeah. And now it's kind of like understanding, okay, it all had to happen this way, almost coming into a sense of understanding why it had to happen the way it had to happen. You could be actually finding out some truth about somebody in your life or a situation, or maybe you hear, like right now at this time that, your boss says, oh, well, so-and-so got the promotion, not you. And you're kind of like, it's interesting. They're bringing up the Taylor Swift song, and cannot remember the name of it. It's something about seeing it clearly, or you know it's time to move on. But one of the lyrics is that the promotion, or the promotion that was supposed to be yours goes to the boss's son, something like that. And now it's time to move on. It's that type of energy. It's kind of like, yeah, I see it clearly. It was clouded, it was fogged in. I couldn't see the truth in some situation, or perhaps the truth in how you were holding yourself back, or how a habit of yours was holding yourself back. And now you're kind of like, oh my goodness, I see it. It's just such almost a sense of, even if whatever you discover is disappointing at first, it's almost this energy of, you knew it all along, and now it's just like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm just out of here, in a joyful way, not like slamming doors or anything. It's just, yeah, okay, good, I'm moving on. And it could have something to do either with a family member, or family beliefs, perhaps since childhood. It could be even, a habit that you've had since childhood. Perhaps since you were a child, you haven't been very good about being, kind of disciplined with your sleep. You could have been a child that kind of, was always wanting just 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, or whatever. And you've even continued to do that as an adult. It's kind of like, okay, now I realize not getting the proper amount of sleep is not giving me, allowing me to have the energy in order to take action on the things that I'm trying to manifest in my life. So whatever this is, and it's going to be different for each of you. It could be that you even see family members or talk to family members right here at Christmas, and you're kind of like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, nope, not for me. I'm moving towards people that are more in alignment with me. Or, your work family, whatever this is, because I think for some time you've been almost like undecided, am I really leaving this situation to step into this brighter light? Or should I wait a little bit longer? You've been really flexible with this, or with this situation, this person. It could be even with yourself, right? Saying, I'll start that diet on Monday. I'll exercise tomorrow. Instead of seeing, okay, wait a minute, this is something that is preventing me from being the person I want to become, maybe since childhood, you've had a passion for junk food or something like that. And you're kind of like, yeah, it could even be ancestral kind of energy, that you are clearing out. You're seeing the pattern. All of a sudden you see the pattern. Maybe you get together with your family and you realize like everybody is over drinking or overeating or eating a ton of sweets. And it's kind of like everybody's sitting around, right? And you have different generations. And suddenly you realize, wait a minute, I don't want to be like that. You're kind of like, it doesn't mean that you're leaving your family, but you're kind of like leaving that habit or that ancestral pattern. You're kind of like, no, I'm out of here. I'm leaping forward. I'm breaking the pattern. It starts with me. So I love that energy, because your obstacle that you are overcoming at this time, okay, is the heartache of some situation in the past that ended up being very disappointing, right? That maybe has kept you a little bit fogged in, right? It has, just not been able to release, to leap forward. And now it's kind of like, I'm cleaning that up. Once again, I'm going to say, I feel like you may have had a very disappointing situation in the past, okay? Perhaps a relationship that ended, a job or a career that ended, something that was very disappointing. But what you're realizing is that what you may have used to placate yourself when that situation happened, okay? So perhaps you started, going out more often, or just picked up some kind of habit that really isn't good for yourself, that you used for a while. Maybe you started drinking more, eating more unhealthy foods or something like that. You used it for a little while as a coping skill. This won't resonate with everybody, but if it resonates with you, I think you're kind of like, yes, I started this habit when this happened. I started this habit, and because of that, right, I've got to clean it up because it's scattering my energy. I'm not as focused. I'm not as, clear cut on my goals, on where I'm going, right? I'm eating too much sugar. Maybe you started eating ice cream and then it was kind of like, yeah, I'm eating too much sugar. I have this brain fog all the time. Yeah, it's really kind of interesting because I was actually having a conversation with my daughter the other day about, I was talking about a habit I have that I was, trying to kind of curtailed. Let's put it that way. And my daughter, is an adult, and she and I were talking about it, and she said, well, I think we all started doing that around, this event that happened in our lives. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. It's that type of energy, like going back and saying, yeah, why did I start this habit? Why did I begin this thinking pattern? And then realizing, oh my goodness, I was just using it perhaps as a Band-Aid at the time, Yeah, you're making a decision. You're tempering something about yourself. You're getting on top of it, whatever this is. It's kind of like you could have, I know this one time I had, a foot injury, right? And so I couldn't exercise for some time, I don't know, like 3 weeks or something like that. But then even when the doctor said, okay, you can start exercising again, I was kind of like, yeah, but, I'll start next week. And then it was kind of like, I didn't start for a long time. And finally I was kind of like, oh my goodness, because I am personally a person that has to have habits built in, or else, if I get sidetracked, then it's kind of like, okay, that the good habit can easily be, thrown out the window. Realizing, right, that you're getting on top of something, to balance out, to temper something, because you're tired of this scattered energy. You're realizing, whatever this is, it's kind of like, yeah, that's holding back my energy. For some of you, it could be that you've been holding out hope that somebody was going to come back, or something like that, holding out hope on a certain relationship. And you're kind of like, okay, I can still hold out hope, but I can't let that hope bring in the scattered energy. I'm going to leap forward, right? I'm going to go ahead and move on with my life. And, if this person comes back or this situation returns, great. And if it doesn't, that's fine too, because I have to go forth. I have to move forward. I think you're really recognizing, I think you had a reading like this, like just in the last couple of weeks, that something was holding you back, right? Well, I think your Christmas blessing is that you're seeing clearly, okay, what is holding you back and why. That's the important thing, right? It's what is holding me back and why. And then it's kind of like, almost like when you instantly see the why, the fear that's holding you back, or how this habit or thinking pattern just crept into your life and stayed, right? Then you're kind of like, yeah, well, I can do something about that. So let's take a look. Yeah, because here you're recognizing that the things are not for you are hindering your own self-confidence. It could be kind of like when I, kind of gave up exercise for a while, right? All of a sudden, I my clothes weren't fitting as well. I didn't have that much energy, because, exercise does help us to sleep better, to have more energy, to just feel better about ourselves, right? And one day it was kind of like I woke up and I was like, what? Why am I always, just kind of like blah, And then I realized I'm not exercising, How did that happen? Well, there was a good reason, the foot, but then it was kind of like I allowed it, a bad habit, to kind of stick around. And so I feel like what you're recognizing is, those good habits, those things that I do for myself help me, right? Help me to have more energy, have more clarity, have more, inspiration, motivation. It's almost as if you're kind of like, oh my goodness, this This is the easy. I mean, it's not easy because you're going to, here you have chopped wood. It's your turn to decide, going within and deciding, okay, how are the things that I do on a daily basis with chopped wood? How are they getting me? Where are they supporting me in where it is that I'm wanting to go? And if they are, great. And if they aren't, it's time to go in a different direction. It could be that you're going to spend more time meditating, finding that sanctuary within yourself, finding the answers. Because it says opening to your spiritual source. So I feel like, part of it is just recognizing, I don't make enough time for meditating, journaling, talking to my spirit guides and angels, just, okay, this is something maybe in 2023 I really want to do. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, see, you're understanding that your own habits, thinking patterns are self-sabotaging what it is that the direction that you want to go in. It's like you've been waiting for this. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, yeah, I get rid of that. I have the inspiration, the energy, because Ace of Wands is about passion, energy, just that, oh my goodness, that kismet, is that the word? It's just kind of like, wow, I've got the passion, I'm going for it. Wow. Out I go, and you have the Lover's card. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It just keeps coming. Yeah. I feel like it is going to help you with your spiritual work, tapping into your spiritual awareness. It's kind of like, it propels you in the direction. It unlocks some secret for you. It's almost as if they're going back to that sugar, analogy. Like if I eat a lot of sugar, ooh, wow, it's a brain fog. It's terrible. I have to stay away from this stuff, So it's kind of like you realize, okay, I'm going to cut out sugar. And you literally make cold turkey, cut out the sugar. And all of a sudden you're realizing, oh my gosh, I have so much energy. Yeah. Okay. From now on, I'm not eating sugar, unless, it's, I'm going in a new direction. I see the truth here. I see how either something I'm doing myself, a belief that I have, or a group of people, are preventing me from going on the path that I am meant to go on. Something that will bring you this lovely energy of the Queen of Pentacles, grounded, very business savvy, nurturing, takes good care of herself, the self-care, right? Stepping into your own self, almost feeling like you're back in your own skin. If you have been feeling kind of like disconnected from yourself for a while, I think this helps you to almost like connect back to who you are, what makes you happy, knowing that the secret lies within you, that, for some time you've just been kind of like almost wandering around in the dark. And now you're kind of like, yeah, okay, fine. And I think, it's helping you to truly open up to source. Three of Pentacles is about knowing that you're co-creating with source and others. So your work is touching others, is reaching out to the collective. Wow, lovely, lovely energy. Being kind and compassionate to yourself, recognizing, right, that you are tempering something because you love yourself. Perhaps, with me, with the sugar, it's kind of like I realized, I'm doing this because I love myself, right? Because I love myself when I am not having some type of sugar crash. I love myself when I exercise. I'm not doing it. It could be you're changing your mentality where before, coming back to this, where you may have, your parents may have said, you can't have sugar, right? And then you became at an age where you could buy your own sugar. So you've been eating sugar a lot, and now you're realizing you were kind of rebelling against what your parents were trying to keep you healthy, and you rebelled against that because, you know, they said you couldn't have sugar. So then you became a teenager and you could go buy your own sugar, you know, candy or whatever, and you started doing that, right? Now you're recognizing, wait a minute, I want to give up sugar because I want to temper my sugar because I love myself. You know, all I'm doing is hurting myself. I was trying to get back at my parents. You know, it's really kind of, when you think about the psychology of things sometimes, but it's that type of energy. You know, you were trying to, you know, rebel or, you know, kind of prove something to somebody else, and now you're recognizing that was silly. You know, I'm going to temper that, and I'm doing it not to try to prove anything to anybody else, but because I love myself. I want to step into my Queen of Pentacles energy, take good care of myself. And then you will have, when you take good care of yourself, you will have the energy, okay, in order to move forward, okay, to take this giant leap and to step completely into your work, why you are here, your purpose. So if you have felt a little bit stagnant about your purpose or stagnant about things moving forward for you, it is that energy of, okay, that is cleared out. Now I'm ready to go. All right, so let's do an angel message card for you to finish this out. Eternity. Gently move your awareness from the external world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity exists within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are, in essence, a shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. Yeah, and I feel like this is kind of that energy where you recognize, you know, eliminating whatever this is that you're looking at and recognizing, getting clarity about how it is sabotaging your work, your light. You may feel like other people are dimming your light, but then you realize, wait a minute, I am actually dimming my own light because of some thinking pattern or habit that I have in my life. I am ready to take this big leap. Go forth, share my love, share my light, shine brightly like a diamond, right? A shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. Yeah, you're just like bursting onto the scene. Oh my gosh, Gemini, I am so excited because I feel like you've done so much healing. We've seen that in your readings, and yet this, whatever this is kind of still holding you back. And recognizing, okay, why it's holding you back. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's almost like a switch, you know, it really is. It's just kind of like, wow, that was easy. You know, once you figure out the secret and you cut it out, it's like, that was easy, you know? All right. Well, Gemini, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I really and truly appreciate all of your support of my channel. I do personal readings if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. I hope you have so much love and joy, prosperity in 2023. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.